Evangelist Billy Graham has died at the age of 99. Preacher, one of the most important spiritual figures of our time, he spoke to more than 200 million people during his life. Known as a friend of presidents, he met with every American president, starting with Harry Truman all the way to Barack Obama. He was a key figure in reviving the American evangelical movement, the first Christian to preach publicly behind the Iron Curtain and in communist countries after World War II. He drew huge crowds from Budapest to Beijing. Dan Harris takes a look back at Graham, a man who brought inspiration and comfort to so many.
There are thousands of you that God has been speaking to.
For more than half a century, Billy Graham brought the Word of God to millions.
Return to your faith in God. Christ is going to come back and set up His kingdom.
His influence reached every corner of the globe and all the way to the White House, a long way from the North Carolina dairy farm where he grew up during the Great Depression. Graham found his calling at age 16 when a traveling preacher came to town.
I went back night after night, and one night I began to realize that there was an emptiness in my life.
The Lord Jesus Christ.
Soon he was filling revival tents and expanding into radio and television. His message was for everyone, regardless of race. Years before it was the law, he insisted that his audiences not be segregated.
I don't know what your religious background or racial background or cultural background, it makes no difference.
Graham first went to the White House in 1950 for an audience with President Truman. It did not go well, but he hit it off with President Eisenhower and came to be known as the unofficial White House chaplain. He befriended and vouched for JFK, helping him overcome anti-Catholic prejudice. He stuck with Johnson through Vietnam and Nixon through Watergate, and offered his prayers and counsel to every commander-in-chief through the rest of the 20th century and into the 21st.
Presidents need comfort that faith gives, and Billy Graham was a great dispenser of comfort for me and for Barbara and for our family.
And he just talked to me, never at me, never in a condemnatory way. It was amazing.
President George W. Bush even credited Graham with helping him to quit drinking and turn his life around.
God loves you.
All the while, Graham continued to preach with crusades across America and around the world. Unlike fellow evangelists Jerry Falwell and Pat Robertson, Graham steered clear of divisive issues such as abortion and the culture wars, preferring a gospel that would unite.
We need to trust in God, and we need to put our faith in Him as a nation.
There were, however, moments of controversy. He was caught on a Nixon White House tape talking about Jews having a, quote, stranglehold on the media, a comment he later said he deeply regretted. Even at the height of his fame, Graham lived a simple life in North Carolina with Ruth, his wife of 64 years, who died in 2007.
The greatest need in the world today is a transformation of human nature to make us love instead of hate.
At the time of his final crusade in 2005, he told ABC News he looked forward to the day he would meet God in heaven.
I said to the Lord, why did you choose me? I came from a farm and never dreamed that I'd be preaching to people in different countries. And I'm going to ask the Lord, why did you choose me? Because I believe I was chosen.
To Billy Graham, only one opinion mattered.
I want to hear one person say something nice about me, and that's the Lord. When I face Him, I want Him to say to me, well done, thy good and faithful servant.